yeah, the sack becomes something else. And that's not the, it seems like there's almost something there, like in the presence of virtue, objects become something more than they are. They become symbols and
Hmm.
teaching objects. And that again, I just keep coming back to the brother of the richer brother, that contrast with him. Objects are just what they give you. And, monetarily or prestige wise or like ability to hire thugs to like kill your own brother with and stuff. That seemingly that's all that objects are. And you could maybe extrapolate this. This is what soldiering is to him. This is what the red coat is to him. Because soldiering could be about honor and protection and things like that. But for him, it's likely and there's maybe this implication of it since he's rich and the other brother's poor, and they presumably been doing the same general types of things. There may be a presumption that he's rich at soldiering because of plunder rather than just fighting for the king or whatever, kind of thing. So,
Yeah, yeah, a little bit of underhandedness there. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. Huh. Um,
But I like how,
yeah.
yeah, objects. No, no, I don't want to interrupt you too much, but
No, I mean, go ahead, because I'm still, my wheels are still spinning up here.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just like how in these stories like a simple object can be just from the perspective of philosophy or spirituality transformation from digesting these stories or just from a literature perspective how like a very simple object a little like a big turnip or a sack can hold
Hmm.
so much meaning just in a very short story. So it's
Yeah,
I enjoy that aesthetically, I think.
yeah. That actually that jogs my mind. The thing I was trying to pin down, um, the turnip and the sack. I had it in my head that maybe they were like parallel symbols, and in your point about the sort of naivety of the brother, um, if you do give up your engagement with the world in order to turn inwards and cultivate virtues, um, you can tend to lose your ability to function in the world.
Yes.
And there's something kind of beautiful about, because in picturing the guy in the sack in the tree, like the sack to me kind of looks like a turnip. Like it's big and round. It's kind of
Mm-hmm.
it's
Mm-hmm.
it's dirty. Maybe it's kind
Mm-hmm.
of white or brown or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Turnips are kind of white, I think, but
Mm-hmm.
it's brown because there's somebody in there and it's a sack and it's hanging in the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and and to be rescued, like he has to struggle to pop his head out of it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's almost like getting stuck in the realm of cultivation,
Mm.
and the naivety of like, oh, if I just cultivate this, I'm going to be fine, and I don't have to
Yes,
deal with the
yes.
world.
That's right. Exactly.
Spiritual
Yes.
bypassing, like we were talking a little bit ago.
Yes.
Um, and so for the moment of wisdom, and this is right up there with what you were saying about it as like a butterfly chrysalis. The moment of wisdom is when he pops his head out and he's able to interact with the world, and there he sees in the student a symbol of his own naivete.
Jesus, yeah. Right.
So
Yeah.
he's able
Right
to,
at that moment.
yeah, right there he sees himself, and in that moment he is freed and is able to go on away, and he's
Right.
found somebody to take
Exactly.
his place,
Yeah.
in the hanging. um
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, it's almost comical how I keep bringing this back to Plato, but what you said reminded me of the in the and in the allegory of the cave,
Hmm.
where Socrates talks about how after the man who is freed is kind of goes out of the cave and sees more of reality for what it is in the sunlight. When he comes back to the cave and he tells the people what he's seen, and you're just seeing illusions and everything, but he's kind of been a little what's a term like when you go when you've been in a dark room and you go outside and you're kind of blinded by light and then your eyes adjust and you go back in the dark room, you
Hmm.
can't see very well and you're kind of like stumbling around. And then he ends up getting ridiculed and no one takes him seriously when he's talking about that. That just reminded me of that. So
Yeah.
there is I guess the spiritual bypassing, but maybe there is also something about like how some geniuses, or just maybe when you first undergone a transformation psychologically or spiritually, maybe there is some kind of impracticality to your way of being. Maybe you start speaking a little too much in like riddles and things because you're kind of seeing the multiple meanings of the words and you're trying to transmit that to people, but it sort of looks ridiculous when they're just trying to like be on time for work and like buy, go grocery shopping